A familiar face returns to Missoula to interview for the vacant Grizz head football coaching job.
Residents in the Missoula neighborhood concerned about safety on Russell Street after a woman was killed this weekend.
And after a 3,000-mile journey starting in northwest Montana, the Capitol Christmas tree reaches its destination.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley.
And I'm Dennis Bragg. From the entertainment world to tech industry to political leaders, nearly every day a new sexual assault allegation is brought to light, and it's not stopping.
According to the Department of Justice, every 98 seconds a person is sexually assaulted in America. MTN's Kent Lutzen listened in on a Missoula community discussion tonight about this very topic. He joins us now live. Kent.
Jill, Dennis, in the last month there have been multiple movements across the nation on sexual assault, one being the Me Too movement, which started more than a decade ago but recently took off on social media. Now one local group, Missoula Rise, is hoping the conversation doesn't just stop at the computer.
There is a lot of dissent, there's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of violence in our world right now, and our goal is to get people face to face to have conversations so that we can all grow and develop in our critical consciousness.
The group discussed a variety of different topics: toxic masculinity, sexual violence in the minority communities, and workplace conflicts, to name a few. The group hopes continuing this conversation will spark a voice in victims.
I'm hoping that people will feel more comfortable sharing their experiences and feel as though that they can actually talk about what has happened to them. And I think it's important to have people talk about their experiences so that it inspires other people to come forward.
They also encourage anyone who is a victim of sexual assault and needs to talk to a professional to contact the YWCA Missoula or the Student Advocacy Resource Center on campus. Jill, Dennis.
Thanks, Kent. Missoula Rise is hoping to have a community conversation on the fourth Monday of every month. For more information, go to our website. Sanders County authorities are continuing to investigate a deadly shooting in northwest Montana Saturday night. Sanders County Sheriff reports at about 9 p.m. Saturday. Dispatchers received reports 2 people have been shot at a home outside of Trout Creek. Deputies on scene confirmed there had been 2 gunshot victims. A woman was dead at the scene. A man was taken to St. Patrick Hospital in Missoula with a gunshot wound. According to Sanders County Sheriff Tom Rummel, the suspect had fled the scene when deputies got there, and they later found him dead a short distance from the residence with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. 2 Bear Air assisted in the search efforts. The sheriff's office says their investigation is ongoing. Names of the victims and the suspect have yet to be released.
Authorities did, though, release the name of the Missoula woman who was hit and killed by a vehicle on Saturday night. Missoula County Undersheriff Rich Marcelli says 46-year-old Jill Jenkins died in this accident. Now, the death has been ruled accidental by investigators. Jenkins was hit by a vehicle at the intersection of South Russell Street and McDonald Avenue around 5:30 on Saturday night. Investigators do not believe speed or alcohol were factors. However, an investigation continues. Now, the area where Jenkins was hit has some history with local residents who are concerned about that part of the Russell Street corridor. There is a light and a crosswalk near the intersection where pedestrians can manually stop traffic. It's right next to C.M. Russell School. This summer, rules about speed in the area changed, but they have not yet been implemented. Right now, the speed drops from 35 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour within a 2-block radius of the school all the time. Missoula City Council Representative John Wilkins says they acquired new flashing lights that mandate the speed drops to 25 only when the lights are actually flashing, and they'll only flash during school hours. He says that itself is cause for concern.
Because you have baseball fields right there where the kids go across. You have the YMCA that kids go across. There's so many things that kids can do. And Russell School also feeds kids in the summertime.
Wilkins says plans to install these lights are in place, but does not yet know exactly when that might happen.
New at 10 tonight, the attorney for Guardian reporter Ben Jacobs sends a cease and desist letter to U.S. Representative Greg Gianforte telling him and his staff to stop making false and defamatory statements against Jacobs. Jacobs' attorney claims Gianforte's spokesman lied when he said no one was misled by the Republicans' initial denial of responsibility. Jacobs' body slammed by Gianforte on the eve of last May's special election. The original police report released earlier this month showed Gianforte falsely told investigators that Jacobs instigated the May 24th confrontation. Gianforte later pled guilty to formal charges. In response to that report, spokesman Travis Hall had said no one was misled by Gianforte's initial statements. Well, some quiet weather for western Montana tonight, but looks like we've got another storm system heading our way. Let's check in with meteorologist Russ Thomas with the first forecast. Russ?
Yeah, nice day today across western Montana. Again, yesterday it was so warm. Then we had the front move through, the showers last night. Much cooler today, but we got a good deal of sunshine. Looking ahead, we do have a shot for showers Tuesday night, early Wednesday, but really looking at the big picture, I think overall the forecast is looking pretty good and fairly dry. Here's what we've got for you with our temperatures right now. 30 Sealy, 28 in Phillipsburg, 26 in Sewell, mid-30s from Missoula, Polson, and in Kalispell, also Thompson Falls and St. Regis. Now, coming up in a few minutes, we'll talk a little bit more about what we're expecting for your Tuesday night and, of course, the forecast for the rest of the work week.
All right, Russ, thank you. Montana's general big game hunting season closed Sunday with state wildlife officials reporting that area check stations are reporting the highest harvest in 4 years and the highest hunter success rate since 2007. Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks reports that 607 white-tailed deer inspected through the Anaconda, Bonner, and Darby hunter check stations is 3% higher than last year's total and the highest since 2008. With 507 whitetails checked, the Bonner check station accounted for 84% of the harvest, which was the highest at that Bonner area since the check station started operating on weekends only in 2009. In northwest Montana, wildlife officials say the general hunting season brought an increase in harvest at several check stations, up nearly 9% over last year. The 79-foot soon-to-be Christmas tree for Montana's Kootenai National Forest has made it to the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C.
Of course, the tree was cut on November 8th near Libby and Troy and made a trek of more than 3,000 miles. MTN's Nicole Miller highlights the tree's arrival.
The nation's 53rd U.S. Capitol Christmas tree has arrived in Washington, D.C. The arrival of the nearly 80-foot tall Engelmann spruce, provided by the Treasure State, was welcomed by the architect of the Capitol.
Thank you all for joining us this morning as I accept the 2017 Capitol Christmas tree on behalf of the United States Congress. This year's tree comes from Big Sky Country, the great state of Montana.
The tree traveled more than 3,000 miles to its destination, making stops in Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Missouri, and Kentucky.
This tree has been on quite a journey. I think the truck, if you see the inscription above the cab, says Big Sky, Big Tree, and Big Journey. That says it all. More than 3,000 miles, multiple stops along the way. Many people are responsible for getting this beautiful and enormous tree to the west front of the Capitol, and we truly appreciate their efforts to help bring the holiday spirit to Washington, D.C. We've been planning for this tree's arrival for many months.
The tree will be lit by the Speaker of the House on the west front lawn next Wednesday.
Lighting the Capitol Christmas tree on the west front lawn has been a tradition since 1964. And I hope that you'll join Speaker Paul Ryan, members of the Montana delegation, and myself on Wednesday, where we will continue this time-honored tradition.
Reporting in Kalispell, Nicole Miller, MTN News.
I always like those Engelmann spruce. They're just the perfect Christmas tree shape.
Yeah, good
Who's
size.
going to clean up the needles, though?
I don't know. And then what do you do? Like, do they just chop it up and burn it?
Well,
like,
they do
what
afterwards.
They do? Yeah.
Let's enjoy it now, and then we'll talk about cleanup later.
Right. You haven't even gotten to December yet. All right, coming up next on KPAX, another storm front moving in this week. Russ will let us know what areas will be impacted.
Some 60,000 tourists stranded, thousands of Indonesian residents evacuated after that big volcano erupts near Bali. That story is next on KPAX.